I'm going to start with the lip palettes. I currently have 3. I know I'm getting another one in the Spring FabFitFun box. I'm really excited about that one because it's really, really beautiful. So anyway, to start with, I have the M palette, and I'm not that wild about M Cosmetics. I already gave the eyeshadow palette I had to my daughter because I just wasn't crazy about it. I got this lip palette and I never tried it. I swatched it, but I never tried it. But these are colors that I typically would wear, and so I'm going to give these a try, and if I don't like them, then I will give them to my daughter, because this is not old. My daughter gave me this Vice palette, and this was, I've had it for, I think, since May. But anyway, it's a really neat lip palette. It's got this nice cover over the top and these really beautiful colors. It has its own little lip brush, but I also bought a lip brush not too long ago that I'll probably be using for the lip palettes. Anyway, this Pixie palette, it came with this little mirror, which I was like, where am I going to put that? I don't want to put it over the clear part of the case, so I just stuck it to the back, where it's really irrelevant and useless. But anyway, these are really pretty colors. I like Pixie because they're cruelty free, and this is a nice shade range of colors. Okay, so face palettes. Let's see. Let me start with this one. This is all like blushes and bronzers and banana powder. Haven't even used that, and that's a bronzer from Ofra as well. I was trying to keep this Ofra palette just be Ofra products, but I needed a place for these to go, and so I ended up putting them in here. And these are just the extra little magnets. Some of these are really, really beautiful, and some of them come from Elizabeth Arden palettes that I was able to just pull some products out that I liked and then toss the palette, because they were older palettes and not cruelty free. But some of them are also from like Tarte palette and a couple other different palettes. And my pride and joy is the Anastasia Glow palette. This one is the one that has like 2 bronzer type shades on the top, a highlighter, and this looks like a blush, but it's probably not. It's kind of like probably a highlighter. I'm not sure. I got this in a box, and believe it or not, even though it's not like hugely high quality, I really like these blushes. I had the little sampler and I loved it so much that I regretted giving it away when I did give it away. I really regretted giving it away because the colors are not in here. But I like the formula a lot, and this is from Coastal Scents, I believe. Is it? Yes, Coastal Scents. My daughter just recently gave me this, and it is a highlight, and I keep the plastic in a lot of these things. But anyway, it's a highlighter and bronzer palette, and it's perfect color for me. It's a little dark for her, but I'm a little bit darker than she is. And then I have this lovely blush palette my daughter gave me. The colors are stunningly beautiful, absolutely stunning. All right, so just to give you the numbers, I'm going to count the lip palette that's coming, and I have 3, and that one will make 4 lip palettes. Face palettes, I feel like I'm forgetting something, but for face palettes, I'm counting this as 1, and this will be 2, 3, 4, 5 face palettes. I have a lot of I have ridiculous amount of palettes. I have like ridiculous amount of palettes. So I'm going to first go over this one. These big ones, they sit off to the side on a shelf, and I totally forget about them. So I never ever use them. I have to stop doing that. They don't fit in my makeup drawer, and so I'm going to wreck my manicure. So I never think to take them and put them in my makeup basket because I can't fit it in the makeup basket. But anyway, I take really good care of this, and so I'm hoping that the products are still good. I do really love palettes like this. You know, the ones that are like big and spread out and have everything in them. Well, this of course has blushes and bronzer and lip products. Everything is still good in this. And of course it's got these stunning color, which you really can't see. I'm so disappointed that it's like not really that easy to see the colors, because the light colors are not as light as they look. But there are a mixture of mattes and shimmers. I really like this. I just have to use it. This I bought on Hotlook once, and it was broken, and I managed to piece it back together. I gave it to my daughter. Then it came back on Hotlook, and I bought it again. And so this one is whoops, fairly new. But of course it got banged around, because when you order stuff from Hotlook, they don't really pay a lot of attention to how they package things, which drives me crazy, because if they would just package things a little bit better, they wouldn't get ruined. This one is a bit broken, so I have to take one part off to get to the other part. You know, like, why can't they just package things right? So anyway, under here are cream products. They have a plastic shield over them. That's why I can go like this. I'm not sure that I would use those because I don't know how old they are. And of course these blush colors are really pretty. They're not showing up on camera well. Let's see if I can. They're very pretty, and if I ever decide to get rid of this, I might depot those. And then of course there are the eyeshadows. I've enjoyed these eyeshadows quite a bit, but you can't really tell. Like, the colors are, some of them are duochrome. You know, I love duochromes. I don't think I'm gonna keep these for very much longer. I'm not even sure. This is the oldest one, and these are drawers. They came out of a drawer organizer. I've shown it in other videos. As soon as I get my room back under control, I am gonna do a room tour. I keep these cards that come with these because I forget what they are. I know these are glitter top coats. These are eyebrow powders. Of course, you've got a eyeshadow quad they throw in the middle. These are eyeliners, and I'm not sure if I would use those because I think this is about 2 years old, but it's been sealed up and in a drawer, so I have to wait and see. And these are really pretty. I think they're just the extra eyeshadows that they couldn't fit everywhere. Then this drawer has more eyeshadows. Okay, and this has, I took the wet products that are going to expire soon, like the lip products, out of here. I left the pencils because they're fine. They're still sealed in plastic. And so of course I kept this because I always keep these things. This opens this way, and so I'm going to start from the bottom. And this one has highlighters and bronzers. It has concealers in multiple colors. There are 3 brow powders. I would be this one, and my daughter would probably be a combination of those two. I'll probably depot these things at some point soon because I do want these to get used, and I might just give them to my daughter. Then there is a shimmering champagne eyeshadow primer, a bare eyeshadow primer, and a brow wax. And these are shimmer top coats, I think, or they might be liners. Cream. Yeah, I think they're actually liners. Yeah. So these are eyeliners right here. And the top, I can get this tray out. Ooh, there we go. And it's got a lot of really beautiful colors in it. The pans are tiny, but that's okay because the speed that I use my products up is super low speed. So here are the rest of my eye palettes. Now remember, I told you that I have way more than any one person needs to have. I think that there's one correlation I wanted to mention because I've been thinking about it a lot. I wonder how many of us buy eyeshadow palettes that have a lot of color in them because the colors appeal to us but we'll never wear them. you know, it's the artist in you that is like, wow, that's really beautiful. And then you buy it and you're like, oh, I'm never going to use this. Okay, so as you can see, I have way too many palettes. For purposes of this, I am actually trying to leave out anything like this. What I decided was I was going to do anything that was 4 or more pans. However, I have a few little palettes like this, and so I'm leaving them out. I'm just leaving them as eyeshadow. So when I do the eyeshadow count, they'll be part of that. So I just wanted to show you this to let you know that I'm not I'm not counting these as palettes, even though they have 4 shadows. What I'm trying to do is count 4 or more shadows, and that is a palette. This beautiful little palette is from Ulta, and I have not used it very much. I have this one, which these are cargo, and these are like so soft. I actually brought this with me to Florida. They're so soft and easy to use. So for now I'm keeping that, but I do have a lot of colors just like this. So close your eyes and hold your breath. It's from Urban Decay. It's really old. It's one of the original, oh God. Yeah, it really needs to be cleaned. It's one of the original ammo palettes, I think they were called. And my daughter gave me this, and I figured, yeah, let me give it a try, because there are a couple colors in there I really like mildew, and I like this shattered, and I like a lot of these colors, and so I might actually depot them even at some point, just to get them out of that filthy case. That having been said, I have this little palette that we got from BoxyCharm. And this is all eyeshadows. These are Makeup Geek. I think they're all Makeup Geek. And these are just from assorted different palettes. So I bought these 3. These were the 3 palettes that Hard Candy came out with that were supposed to be dupes for like Too Faced, I think. Anyway, they're really beautiful. So the colors are not showing up as well on camera as they are in real life. I've been keeping these aside on a shelf and forgetting about them. This is really pretty. You really can't see it on camera, unfortunately. And this one, I think, is my favorite one. Alright, so this is another palette. It's, I think, Color Charms. And my daughter gave me this one. This has really pretty colors in it. It's covered with plastic, you know, so it's in really good shape, and I think it was pretty much never used, so I'll play with this here and there. I have this Elizabeth Arden palette that I love. I thought I had 2 of these, but I cannot find the other one. I might have given it away, but I love these colors so much. Yeah, I just love them. I do want to use my Elizabeth Arden palettes up. Speaking of which, I have these 2 also. You know, I like these for different reasons. They're color coordinated, and I really love these colors. Believe it or not, that orange looks spectacular on. I really love this green. I really like these, and the money's already spent, so I'm going to use them up. Now, that having been said, I am going to throw one out. This one is the same as this one. This one was my daughter's. She uses her makeup a lot better than I do. I also have these. And these are Elizabeth Arden. And these used to fit into a case that I had that I got rid of. So, but they all have a clear cover on them. And the colors, you know, would be great if it was a cruelty-free makeup, but the color is all labeled, so you can tell what everything is. I have this really cheapo thing. Honestly, this LA Colors, and I got rid of the other ones I had, but this one, the shadows are so soft and so pigmented that they are still really, really nice. So, yeah, I do really like that. I also got this for my birthday. By the way, Ulta for the last 2 years has not sent me anything to get my birthday present. And I'm one of the, what is the member that is the big one? So I've bought so much stuff there. But anyway, This is really nice. It's you know, there's a more colorful version. I bought one for a friend of mine here on YouTube that I really liked, but this one is just basic colors and they're just really nice. In fact, it's really, really similar to this. So I think I will have to do a comparison of those. Everyone who's in FabFitFun got a palette. A lot of people gave it away. A lot of people sold it or traded it. I kept mine, and what I did is I had these 4 that were part of like another palette, and I took the highlighter out of here and I took the smaller palette that had those and put the highlighter in it. It just seemed to make a whole lot more sense. So anyway, I have not played with this at all, so I still have to play with it. It's a fairly expensive makeup brand, so I kind of have to like give it its due diligence before I decide what I'm going to do. Then I have this, and I have used it and loved it. It's a limited edition Elizabeth Arden. It has beautiful lipstick and lip color. I meant to take those out of there. But I take this on trips. I haven't used the mascara yet. I took this to Florida, and now that Mom has passed away, unless something happens with one of my brothers who lives down there, I will probably not go back to Florida. I really love this thing, and so I'm going to keep using it. I'm going to take the lip stuff out of there and the mascara so they don't just go bad, because the shadows are powder and they last forever. So yeah, this is another non-cruelty free thing, but I am going to use it up because I do love it and I feel like I should be able to. I only buy cruelty free stuff now, so I still have some stuff that's not cruelty free. I am counting this because it's deep, and this is a Tarte palette that my daughter bought me. That having been said, I'm not wild about the reddish pinkish colors, so I might give this to her because these colors, they just make me look like I have pink eye. So actually I'm gonna declutter that. Okay, I don't think I'm decluttering anything else, but let's see what happens. All right, now my daughter gave me this. She got it in a BoxyCharm, and that was when I was not a member, and so she didn't really care for it, and she gave it to me. And it's by Pure, and it's the Soiree Diaries, and I really like this. So okay, now I have 2 of these little black books from Elf, but one of them is a warm edition, the other one is a cool one. Now I don't know if I'm going to keep the cool edition. You know what, I'm gonna give this to my daughter. And then I have this one, which I really love. It's full of colors that I wear incessantly, and I just really, really love it. So I'm gonna keep this one. So I have 2 of these Go palettes from Coastal Scents. My daughter gave me hers. I think this one was originally mine, but I think she gave me this London one, and it's really, really pretty. This is a really nice palette, and I think what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to use the colors I really love, and then I'm just going to get rid of it. But it's going to take me a while to use up the colors I love. Alright, and the Cairo palette I really like. Whoops. This is pretty much all usable except for the blacks I won't use. And this super dark brown I won't use. So I'll probably use these and then say goodbye to that as well, because those are both a couple years old. Of course, what we all do without the Comfort Zone palette. So I have 2 that are in my Pan That palette, and what I'm only expecting to hit pan. I'm not expecting to finish these, especially this one. But I'll go over this one first. This one is the NYX Nude on Nude. Ooh, it's really hard to open. It's got lipsticks in the bottom, which are kind of limited usefulness because it's just awkward to get to them. I've used this quite a bit. You can see that one color is almost gone, and there are quite a few with little, yeah, like this one I'm going to hit pan on real soon. The reason that I kept this in is because I really needed some neutrals to go with this. My daughter gave me this palette. I love it. It's beautiful, and I just want to hit pan. It's an old palette. It's still good. The colors still, transfer very nicely. So, yeah, I just love it. Now, I have this, and I was really keen to get it. I want to say it was 2 Christmases ago. It's when Tarte was going through its brown phase. I took all the most perishable things out, the lip stuff and the mascara. This is an empty palette that is magnetic that you put these little pans in. Now, I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing, but I'm seeing a lot of different tones of tan. Now, I have used these, and I find that each palette has something lacking, and so rather than put them in that, what I've been doing is, let me get this plastic off. Have to lift the palette a little bit. These each have a lift tab on them, so you can lift them by the tab and then put them in the palette. But I don't go anywhere with makeup. Having a takeaway is not useful to me, but having this is very useful because the blushes are freaking phenomenal. The eyeshadows are smooth as silk. I like this enough to just keep it and keep using it, but I have to use it more. And so I absolutely have to use this more, and so I have to use a lot of these more because it's really a shame to have something that nice just sitting. I'm showing these because, of course, they have 4 shadows each, but I'm showing these together because they came in a box together. And this palette holder just happens to have a little area there that fits them perfectly. I love these things. I didn't realize how good Lorac shadows are until I started to really use these. And the one that I use the most is this one. You can see it's got quite a bit of wear in it. So I found out that these shadows are phenomenal. And that gave me a lot of encouragement because I have a giant one and that I have not been using. I just look at that. That's so freaking beautiful. Anyway, I haven't been using the giant one at all. I think I used it twice. And I really, really should start using that. Alright, so I have these 3 Smashbox mini palettes. These were out 2 years ago. I did get these at the makeup outlet, but they were still available online when I got them. And the cool thing about these is they have blushes in there with them. And so this one would be more like a bronzer on most people who are light fair skin. It might be like a bronzer on me, but I'm not quite that light. Anyway, these are really beautiful colors. I might at some point declutter one of these to my daughter because I don't need it all. This was all part of the set, and this is so similar to the one I just showed you. So I think that I'm going to probably compare colors on a lot of these palettes and part with them. Anything that's really old will just go in the trash. And this is much nicer. This is actually my favorite one. This is definitely a blush color. It doesn't look like it on camera, but it's like a really, really pretty pink. And these grays and blues and these tans look really, really pretty. So that one is my favorite one of the 3 of those. Right here where I can reach it. Okay, I have the Naked palette. Everyone on earth has the Naked palette. I take this traveling with me. That having been said, I'm not in love with this palette anymore. I don't know what happened. When I got it, I was like, wow, I really love that. Oops. And now I'm like, wow, I don't know if I really like that. The colors are kind of like muddy, except for this one. I think this would be best served to be used in combination with another palette that has a little bit more color to it. But that having been said, I don't know if I would save this once I use up my favorite stuff, which is, I love the highlighter and I like this eyeshadow. I do really like the bronzer and the blush, but I don't see how you can depot these. Has anybody depotted this palette? And if so, could you please let me know? Do you have a video on it? How do you do it? Because I love this highlighter and I like this eyeshadow and I like these two things, but beyond that I'm not really feeling it for the other colors. Stuff that's old like this, I got this quite a few years ago. I won't pass on to anybody because it'll be too old. The lip products, I don't even know if they're still good anymore. This is Mary Luminizer. It says Disco Disco, but it's because it's a rock palette. I'll show you in a second. I can't remember which blush somebody told me this was, but it's one of the favorite ones. I've used these eyeshadows like crazy, especially like these colors, that, and this purpley color I love for some reason. You can't really see them very well on camera. I wish you could. And this is the Bon Jovi palette from the Bomb. It is cruelty free. It's one of the things I appreciate about it, but I haven't been using it. I did bring it to Florida with me, and I used it there, but I haven't used it since I came back. Now this is the big giant palette that I bought with my add-ons. It's inside this box, and I am going to do a get ready with me because I promised you guys I would do that using this palette. It's a, what brand are you? Crown Brush. I like these neutral colors. These colors do stroke on very nicely. This is a really nice palette, and honestly, if you were really on the fence about it, I would recommend it. But that having been said, I don't want to encourage anybody to run out and buy makeup. Now, another palette that I can't believe I haven't been using, because now that I've discovered that Lorac is awesome shadow, I only played with this a couple of times, and I'm really upset with myself for that, because this is a freaking phenomenal. I wish these things showed up on camera better. I think if I was outside doing this, you'd be able to see the colors better. But this is a beautifully colorful palette with all usable colors. None of them are something that I don't think I would wear. You know, and that having been said, a lot of big palettes have stuff on it in it that I would never wear. This one, I don't see anything that I wouldn't use. There are two blacks, and I would just use them as like eyeliners. This one's shimmery, this one's matte. One of the nicer other things about this palette is the top row is all matte and the bottom rows are shimmer. Oh, this palette, a lot of people had this. I didn't buy it because people had it. I bought it because I was at the outlet in Florida. And I think I'm going to probably depot some stuff in here. I'm not sure that I'll ever use all these shadows, but they're really gorgeous. It's Smashbox palette, and what's it called? Wonder Vision. This is a dupe for something, but I'm not sure what, because the purple color is a really light color. So I know that this is Ulta, and I like it because I see that I've used it. You just can't see it on camera. But I have not really been using it enough. That also is the same with this Ulta palette here. You can see that I've used it, like especially this dark shifty green color, but I haven't used it enough, and so I really have to start using those. I did get this Urban Decay Spectrum eyeshadow palette. It was on sale for like an incredibly low price on Ulta, and I was like, well, you know, I might not use everything in there, but I really love the colors. So there are, let's see, what would I not use? I would not use that pink ever. Nah, never. Because I always have like I'm always fighting off red eyes. You know, I have sleep apnea. I have not slept well. My husband's sick. I'm always busy, tired. So I wouldn't use that pink. I don't think. The rest of the colors I would use. And so this doesn't fit the mold of buying something you'll never be able to use the color because the colors are too crazy. This only fits the mold of why have you not been using this? So I do have to start using it. These colors, they look so plain, but they're so totally not plain on your eyes. This is just a stunning palette, and I really love it. I don't ever want to be without that. Another palette that I will never be without is my Too Faced chocolate bar. Now, I haven't bought all the other chocolate bars, you know, all the milk chocolate and all that other stuff. I feel like I have enough makeup. All right, I also have this Buff collection. This came in, I think, a BoxyCharm. It's very similar to one of the Naked palettes, but it's not Naked One, because I have Naked One and it doesn't quite look like this. All right, so I got this smoked palette. This was, I think it was a gift, or I bought myself and my daughter one. They were on sale one week for like $16 on Ulta. And I looked at that and I was like, $16? Are they kidding? I have to, like, I had to buy it because $16, you know. But anyway, I'm glad I did because I love the colors in this palette. And they're all wearable. And they're all colors that a lot of you are already familiar with. There's like Mushroom and Mildew and Evidence and Loaded and Asphalt. Anyway, Backdoor, Rockstar, Bar Lust. There's a lot of really, really pretty colors in here. I bought these also on sale, like cheap on... I watch for the sales on Ulta because they'll sell like a $30 palette for like $15. A lot of times the makeup goes on sale, and if you don't snap it up the next day, it's back to its regular price. So yeah, so I got this on sale, and these are really beautiful colors. A few of them are in common with the smoked palette, but not too many. And I have this one. I think I also paid like 16 bucks for it. It was very, very inexpensive. And it has different colors in it. So yeah, so I don't want to get rid of that because that gives me more colors to play with. All right, so, oh my goodness, to start with, I got this Enhancing Eyes from BH Cosmetics. It's made for green-eyed girls like me, and it's got some really beautiful colors in there. I have not used this except I think I used it once. In fact, I can see where I used it. You know, like, it's not good to buy things and then never use it. I got this from Paula's Choice. It was, what did I get? Something with Influencer, I think? No, it wasn't Influencer. How do you open this mother? Always confuses the crap out of me because I never can quite figure it out. Well, I had to practically break it to open it. That is one of the things about the Paula's Choice eyeshadow palette. It is really hard to open, but it has really pretty colors in it. I've used this one. You can see a little tiny divot in it. I don't use this very much. I think I'm going to play with it a little bit and see if I really want to keep it or not. I have this one. Now, I know a lot of people said Too Faced used lesser grade materials for this, but I find it's pretty nice. I guess I thought I only had one Too Faced thing, but I really actually have two. I have this neat little Smashbox palette. I'm getting really tired. I'm going to be editing this down quite a bit, so this came with a BoxyCharm subscription. It was like the extra gift. And these are really pretty colors. They're pretty much all matte, and I think they might be made with the old formula that they had that everybody loves so much, because it's very smooth. I'm going to address this little thing and why I'm going to probably put it on Poshmark. Got it from, oh, there goes the manicure. Dang, blast it. Ugh. I got this from BoxyCharm, and it was just before I quit. And now I'm back with them, by the way. It was just before I quit. I love this green color. I hate the other colors. I literally actively hate the other colors. So since I only love one color in there, and I probably have a green like that, I'm just gonna sell this. I might have a blog sale or do Poshmark, I'm not sure, but this has like never been used because I never liked it. And that's one of the reasons I kept it in the box. I could trade it on trade. This I love. Look at that, there's a color very similar to that green I like in the other one, so. Okay, this everybody knows is the Tartiest, the one that has the colors and everybody hated. A lot of hate went around about this palette. I am a fan of this palette. I've only used it a few times, but I have enjoyed it. And so I can't say it's bad, but I met a Tarte rep at the store when I bought this. And I said, you know, there's a lot of bad press about that palette. And he said, oh, it's been reformulated, so, you know, it should be, you should be happy with it. So anyway, I am happy with it. I do like it, and it's a unique palette, and it's got some really cool colors. Okay, and then there's this. You guys, some of you who follow me on Instagram saw this. I depotted a bunch of stuff. And I put a lot of my favorite things in here, and I do really like these. And some of these are Coastal Scents and Makeup Geek and, you know, different, I have to figure it out. I did label everything on the bottom. Next one is a palette that I made myself. It's a Buxom palette. And these pans all come out, and I picked out these colors, and I picked this green because it's a duochrome shifty color green that turns brown and green, and see when you turn it, it's brown and then it's green again. I love duochrome stuff. So anyway, I made this palette myself, so I'm probably not going to ever part with that one, or at least not for a while. I'll go over the Naked palettes that I have. This classic Naked palette is just freaking awesome. Like really awesome. It's really, really beautiful, and some people are hating on this now, and I don't understand why. Is it just not the flavor of the week? I see a lot of stuff like that, and I don't like it. I think it's rude. Anyway, this is the Smoky palette. My daughter got me this, and this is freaking awesome. Beautiful colors. Well, that was hard as hell to open. This is an e.l.f. palette, and it's got some colors I really love. Oh, I see my battery's dying. Awesome. But anyway, these are colors I really, really love. So I'm going to play with that a little bit longer, but I know that I have other palettes that have those colors in them. Some of the smaller palettes I'm really torn about. I have these two. One I got in trade and one I got in a FabFitFun. And I've used them. Well, it doesn't look like I used this one. I might have just swatched that one. This one I think I used this one. The shadows are good, but they're not like spectacular, so I'm not sure how I feel about these. These may not hang around too long. And then I have these two. These are pretty nice. Got these in BoxyCharm boxes. And these are really beautiful, but I haven't used them. I didn't use that one. I don't think I used this one. I'm not sure. Let's see. No, I didn't use this. Is actually the prettier of the two. I didn't use this one. I swatched this color though. So I might be parting ways with these four. I'm not sure. I'm really seriously thinking about it. This one I've used a lot. Oops, I did not clean it up. This one I've used a lot. It's got so many neutrals that are really useful that I will probably always keep that. It's very similar to the regular Naked palette. That having been said, I have 2, 3, and Smoked, and they are like dupes of the Smoky palette. And this one, yeah, I've used this a little bit, it looks like. 3, I don't really like it. I've never used it. So this is also going to go. So look at that. I am decluttering some stuff. This Revealed Smoky palette. This one is actually very nice and has more. It's called Smoked. It has more colors in it than the Naked Smoky has, and a little bit more variety. So I will be keeping that. So looks like I will be just getting rid of one of them. And then I have these two Winky Lux. My daughter gave me this. Great, I just smashed my finger right into shadow. Awesome. So clumsy today. These colors are really, really pretty. My daughter gave it to me. I think we traded something. I can't remember what it was, but we did trade something. And then there's this one, which I love. It's the Energy Noir palette. You can still buy this. And this is just, you know what, the camera just doesn't do it justice. These colors are all super usable and super gorgeous. There's a purple here. You cannot really see that it's purple. Oops. A black and a brown that are good for eyeliner. I think that's what they put them there for. There's a highlighter, a blush. It's just a freaking gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous palette. So, the only thing I have to do is decide which ones of these I am going to declutter. Oh, it's painful. My daughter has both of these. We've overloaded her friends with makeup already. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. This has been Mary with Reviewer's Diary. I wanted to give you something a little more interesting than another product. I have gotten some really nice things for free, and I do want to show you those videos, but I wanted to give you something that you might find a little more interesting first before I delve into those. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. This has been Mary with Reviewer's Diary with my palette collection and declutter. Thanks, and have a beautiful evening. Good night.